this past week, we had the rebranding of the KISS Vegas event. And yesterday, I took my son and his girlfriend to meet Gene in Tennessee. And I'm going to tell you guys all about that. Bruce was there too. Sorry, Bruce. Yeah, that was amazing too. That actually has a little side note, funnier story than even with Gene. And we're going to talk about that. Gene is Gene. Today on Podcast Rock City Live. What's up, everybody? Joe here from Podcast Rock City, and with me this week, Sonny Hollywood Pooney.
What's up, people? Look, I'm wearing my Joker shirt. Joey, I was going to get you one, but they were out of loser shirts.
Oh, my God. And right down there is Joey Casada.
You piece of human garbage, Pooney. Does anyone hate Pooney more than me? Please, if you hate Pooney as much as I do, put it in the chat right now. I know Team Casada, no Team Pooney, no chance. Welcome to the number one, Pooney, that's for you, podcast in the world.
And right down there is the lovely and talented goddess of thunder herself, Lee. Hi, Lee.
Oh, I don't like confrontation, so I'm not involved.
I see you're wearing your Movie Burger shirt. Did you ever have a Movie Burger?
Yeah, I went to the very first movie pop-up in L.A. Rick and I went.
That is amazing. How was it? Just a burger?
It was so fun. Yeah, the cow tipper. We got our cow tipper on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Tater tots, and they had everything.
That is amazing. Did they have a little thing for you to surf the internet off to the side?
Oh, no, movie poop shoot? No.
Anyway, sorry, we just went off into our own rant. It's so great to see you guys. Man, there was a ton of you guys waiting here to hang out with us. Man, we had a great time this past weekend in Tennessee. And I'm just saying, these are the kind of things that you do to keep life going. My son, a few weeks back, actually, it's been a couple of months back now, was like, hey, you're the KISS guy in the family, right? How come I've never met anybody in KISS? And I was like, your wish is my command. So we'll talk about that. And I brought his girlfriend, Tessa, and they had a great time. We waited in line for 2 hours.
What?
To meet Gene. Still, check this out. Still not the longest my son has ever waited to meet somebody that he follows, a voice actor from some cartoon or anime. He waited 6.5 hours to meet.
Wow.
I waited for Robert Englund.
Yeah, that's
a long time when he was first starting to do it. You know, I waited 4 hours.
Nothing on this planet I would wait for more than an hour.
I would wait in a 6-hour line to slap Pooney right in the mouth.
I wouldn't wait 6 hours for Linda Carter. I'd give up.
Bullshit. Yes, you would, Pooney.
Once it starts, you just sit there. I don't know. It just, you're...
Yeah, especially because there's people around that's into the same stuff as you are, and it makes it a lot easier.
The hang.
All right, and just it's the hang again. Only it's the hang, walking 2 inches every 15 minutes. Yeah. By the time you get through, you're like, all right. Anyway, all right. So we're going to talk all about that. Let's go ahead and get to the news.
Podcast Rock City News.
Click T-Shop is a place where you guys can purchase T-shirts with our logo and stuff on it. I will tell you that tonight there will be a new T-shirt added. Yeah. What are we looking at? I don't know.
All those pictures are from Click T Shop. All 4 of those.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know there was a pillow. Wow.
Yeah, there's a pillow. So you guys, you could get your coffee mug or your beer glass or whatever. But my understanding tonight, at some point, the Team Casada, Team Poonie Podcast Rock City shirts will be up. I don't know what they cost yet because the Click T Shop people have to handle that. But they will be up. So if you go on Click T Shop, check it out. And there's all kinds of cool Kiss shirts and stuff there. But that's just some of the stuff that we have. Stickers, beer mugs, T-shirts,
They've been making the coolest videos, haven't they? Have you guys seen their videos?
Yeah, I actually had a discussion with them about that the other day. Yeah. What were you going to say, Joey?
Are they going to be tallying who's in the lead here with the Team Poonie Team Casada shirts?
I don't know, but I'll send a message that says I'm going to be checking in weekly to find out.
Weekly? I want a real live counter right on our page.
Like a counter on the page?
Of course.
Hey, I'll see what we can do. Funny. I'll send them that would be so funny. Sonny, you guys are like jockeying for position. And
I need Jericho next show he does with Fozzy to wear a Team Poonie shirt.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
I will punch that asshole right now.
That would be the best.
And that's exactly why he would do it, too.
Sonny is ordering.
Eric Martin, same thing. I'm going to send one to Eric, actually.
You guys are going to buy like 50 of them each to try to win.
Anyway, okay, so that's pretty much the news. There's the news and our topic of the week are kind of intertwined like this.
Whoa,
look
Joe.
at this.
Wow.
You were a breakdancer in another life.
Middle school.
No, I kind of just rolled around a lot.
Very
good. Oh, Lee.
See, that tells you everything you need to know.
No, we were supposed to go all the way around. Only Joe did it.
That was the tummy rub and the head pat. That was middle school.
Sonny's dance move was standing by the punch bowl. Oh, stirring the pot.
Oh no.
Okay.
Listen, I want to make sure you guys that are watching this live right now know, man, thank you guys for being here. Every week we get together. We love to hang out and talk Kiss, and it makes it even more fun that you're here talking Kiss with us. Our producer is on the way back from Tennessee. I can't ever say Tennessee without thinking about that band that sang that song. I can't remember what they were called, but they had the song Mr. Wendell and Tennessee. No,
Joe. This is not time for late night Joe. Mr. Wendell.
Wow.
I don't know what you're talking about here.
You don't know Mr. Wendell?
Joe.
Golly. I guess I'm just the only hip person in the
your
group.
little pet names for your body parts.
Somebody's going to tell us immediately. Arrested Development. Thank you, TPC 374. You are amazing.
That reminds me, because Joey just said body parts. Why is it all of a sudden every other commercial has to do with how my privates smell? Where the fuck did that all come from?
Yeah.
Well, listen, they must know something about you because you're the only one seeing that commercial.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like 200,000 years. Nobody cared, and now there's like 50 people trying to sell shit.
Something tells me Mrs. Poonie just has that on repeat on the DVR, giving you a little hint.
Snuck it in there.
It's in the algorithm. Siri, how do I let my husband know that his
subtly
junk
knows?
Smells?
Yeah. Wow.
It's just like, you know what's really going on is around the house, the phones are listening, and every once in a while they hear somebody go, "Why do I smell rhinoceros? I can't quite figure out."
Joe.
I'm sorry. Okay, listen. Man, there's so many of you guys here ready to have some fun with us. Man, it's so great to see you guys. Let's go ahead and get to the topic of the week.
Podcast Rock City Topic of the Week.
So much happening. I want to talk about this first. KRUISE Landlocked in Vegas, otherwise known. Apparently, Paul is the only one calling it Kiss Cruise 12. He said that in the video, and then I haven't seen it again. But still, Kiss Cruise 12 if it's the Kiss Cruise, marketing. So Kiss Cruise, landlocked in Vegas. If you look, you can still see the Virgin Hotel, and I saw in a picture that they still had Kiss Army, with the Vegas logo. So they didn't really get rid of everything. But you've got and everything Kiss Vacation, 3 crazy nights packages on sale. We had a conversation the other day. Sonny, how many did you say would be sold after they made the announcement?
50.
Joey, do you remember what you said?
I think I said maybe up to 200.
And Lee, did you say anything?
I didn't say nothing.
I said 10. And it's 87 have been sold so far.
Oh,
So Sonny's close.
wow.
So close to 100. There was 1,036 seats left in the auditorium. There's now 949. Keep this in mind. This is super important, okay?
Okay.
949 does not mean that's how many hotel rooms are left. That's how many seats are left that can be filled in the arena. You could get that. You could get there by selling. I mean, truthfully, 4 people could go to one room, right, Sonny?
Yeah, I think there was even a bigger max than that, but those hotel rooms are probably not available anymore. So, yeah,
Right.
That's still like 240 rooms.
People are still wanting
So
just
Joe,
buy a ticket to the show.
crazy question, Joe. So, obviously you work for Pop House. If for some reason the hotel rooms sell out before the tickets for the shows sell out, what happens?
I think you get the tickets when they get the hotel.
So there would be empty seats. Meaning, let's just say,
So when you book,
you think there's more hotel rooms still left enough to fill up those seats either way, even if it was, let's just say, 1 person per room fill up for the next 900 rooms.
There's a good question, and it would probably be for the guy who's Mr. Vegas, Sonny.
Yeah, you would have tickets left over because I am one of the guys. I'm the only one in the hotel room, so I only got 1 ticket. So every room can have up to 4 tickets, but if you don't got 4 people in there, you ain't getting 4 tickets.
Right.
So I did have conversations with people at this event that I went to called Fanboy in Tennessee, and there was I'm not going to say a ton of people, but I'll tell you at least 5 that I talked to that said we're just waiting for summer to be over, but we're going to buy tickets. And I told them, because I looked, and I think for the cheapest box, the cheapest set, I think there's only like 4 seats left.
Wow.
That's it. After that, it's all the higher dollar ones. And that's fine because you can split the room. You go with friends and you split the room, and then you can.
Maybe I'll come in a room with Pooney. Me and Pooney in a room.
Hell no.
No, you would love it. You guys would have so much fun.
One king bed, Pooney, me and you.
And a rhino.
Oh my God.
No.
Spooning. So they made the announcement. About some of the acts that are going to be playing as well. So here's what's come out. 2 special. It was 1, remember? 2 special Kiss unmasked shows. 1 acoustic, 1 electric, just like the Kiss Cruise. Plus activities with Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, and Tommy Thayer. A 3-day Everything Kiss weekend, including stay at Virgin Hotels Las Vegas. Groups performing: Bruce Kulick, Piercy DeMartini. I am a big Warren DeMartini fan, so I'm excited about that. Performing the music of Rat. Sebastian Bach, Quiet Riot. Who's in Quiet Riot still that's original, Sonny?
Nobody.
Well, I think Rudy Sarzo's there, right? So
Sarzo's not an original.
No, yeah, he came later. Hey, I can tell you that Rudy Sarzo made the mistake of walking by Sonny at one point. Sonny grabbed him so fast, but that fast, we had him in front of me, him, and about 15 of our friends, 2 former, getting a picture taken with Rudy, and Rudy was just super excited. It was amazing, wasn't it, Sonny?
He was scared shitless. What is happening right now? I'm like, Rudy!
Rudy! And you just jumped up and grabbed him, and everybody around us just went, Rudy! And next thing you know, he's taking a picture, and he's like, it's like, what's going on with these guys? But anyway, it was a lot of fun. So Black and Blue with a special appearance with Tommy Thayer is going to be there. Quarantine. I'm praying that a certain somebody might twist a toe or something, so Joey has to play drums for them. Oh no, I'm not wishing any harm. Mr. Speed is going to be there. Kiss Nation, the Kiss tribute show. School of Rock will be there. Craig Gass and DJ Noise, who happens to be a friend of mine and of the show. He's been a supporter since we got started years and years and years ago. He usually does the DJing on the Kiss Cruises. Now, out of all of that, still, I have not mentioned, to me, the most important thing out of the whole list. Okay? And that's the panels. Q&A with Doc McGee, and right there, baby Bob Ezrin is going to be at this event. Joey, is that a huge score? What do you think?
I like that stuff way more than all the bands and stuff. I mean, the bands are great, don't get me wrong, except those bastards from Quarantine, of course. But Bob Ezrin, to be able to have a Q&A with Bob Ezrin, which I don't know if I've ever seen like a real full, Kiss interview with Ezrin recently, or any kind of Q&A to talk to him about some Elder stuff, or even just working with them on Destroyer, or even fast forward to Revenge. That to me is one of the most intriguing things.
Lee, the only time I've ever, and maybe this is the same for you, can you think of ever being able to see an interview with Bob Ezrin?
Not really, but I've been trying to say something for like 5 minutes, had my hand up and everything.
Oh, wait,
you guys
I'm sorry.
kept cutting me off.
Okay, wait. I'm going to tell you. So the screen that you're looking at, where it's the cruise screen, when I have that, in order to move it, it has to take up my whole screen. So I didn't see you. I apologize. Tell me what you had to say. I also
attempted to speak, but that didn't work.
Okay, wait. Hold on, everybody. This is very important.
It's not important. Oh, it's not important. But I was trying to talk, and everyone talked over me as usual. So.
Go ahead. Tell me what you had to say, though.
I was trying to say back about the hotels.
Oh, okay.
That if there's extra seats, they should sell them alone without the hotel.
I agree with that.
People that live there want to go to just the show.
So what do you think, Sonny? If they have extra seats and you have a license that says I live in Vegas, that's how they should sell.
You just want to buy a ticket.
It's got to open to Vegas at some point. You can't have people who live there not be able to go. Like, that's ridiculous.
Or have to buy a hotel. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I completely disagree. And here's why. I think once you do that, everyone else that paid full price for a hotel, because anyone who'd wanted to go doesn't have to stay at the Virgin Hotel. There's a million hotels that are way cheaper that you would combine with a cheaper hotel with the ticket that would have done that originally. So if they do that, I think there's going to be a big backlash, because I think all the people who paid full price for these hotel rooms, or whatever the ticket's going to be, are going to go, wait a second, I would have done that too.
That does make sense. I could, we'll just have to wait wherever we see. Sonny, you got something to say?
Yeah, there's another way I guess you could do it is, all right, anybody who bought a package, because anybody who bought a package, hey, we have some extra tickets. You got friends in Vegas? You're allowed to buy the tickets for your friends.
That makes sense.
Okay. And sometimes you get questions. Hey, Joe, why do you have that Poonie on the show? He really seems to hate Kiss. That's why, right there. Because his brain works better than yours. I'm just saying. Anyway, better than mine for sure. Is it Rambo? Who's that?
I actually have 2 dogs here tonight. I'm babysitting Rambo's brother right over there. You can see both of them maybe.
There he is.
There's Rambo, and there's his little brother right there.
Yeah, the little brother. Which one is Rambo? The lighter one or the dark one?
The darker one.
The darker one. He looks like Max from the Grinch who stole.
Oh, I can see that. Sure. And he's cut down for the summer. Normally he's like super fluffy but because he goes swimming all day, we got to cut him down a little.
He goes in your pool.
Oh my God, the whole day, yes.
So when you go to the filter, is it like pulling out like a cat?
No, he's pretty good. He doesn't really shed much, so it's not bad. But he loves, if the kids are in there, he's swimming the whole time with them.
That's amazing. All right, so let me, and Lee, once again, I'm very sorry. I didn't see your hand. I promise. I'm sorry. I know, but I get complaints that people think I ignore you, and that's not what I'm doing. Okay, so this is what I can tell you. Lee, the question I had for you was, have you ever seen a Bob Ezra? Here's my thing. I can only think of one time, and that was that VH1 Behind the Makeup thing where he talked about doing Destroyer, and then he talked about doing The Elder. Basically, other than that, I've never seen an interview with him. So I'm super excited about being able to, just sit in a crowd and listen to him tell some stories. I hope that whoever is asking the questions gets in pretty deep. You got to go deep with the questions, especially with him.
Joe?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see. I'm hoping that I could get to do something. That would be very nice, especially if Sonny's there. I'd like to do that with him. Anything really. Lynn Goldsmith is going to be there, who's a photographer. We all have her book. I always wanted to talk to her about the pictures that she had of Gene, because if you look real close, he's got braces. It looks like they tried to cover him up. The KISS Army founders, Bill Starkey, who we've had on the show a number of times. Artist panels, the future of KISS karaoke. Just gonna tell you, Sonny and I have sat in on KISS karaoke, and it is fun fun. Is it not, Sonny?
It's a little rough sometimes too.
That's karaoke.
As soon as once the drinks start going,
oh my!
And somebody's like, "I'm gonna sing Great Expectations."
The worse, the better. Usually with karaoke.
Yeah, you've never heard "I Just Wanna" in Q flat. It's bad.
Oh boy.
Oh.
KISS karaoke, KISS trivia, artist meet and greets. That's always cool. KISS lookalike contest and photos with KISS memorabilia. What that means is they, if you guys went to the one they did in the 90s, they had glass cases everywhere. On the cruises for the last few that they did have some cool stuff. One of the things that I always thought was amazing was they had Paul's Washburn that had the American flag tied to it that he was, waving during the Olympics. You guys remember? He almost dropped it. So, and there's all kinds of stuff. So there's some really cool stuff happening. If you haven't decided yet whether or not to book that experience, I'm going to tell you, if you have a vacation coming up and you can't decide what to do, think about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Sonny's going. I'm going. I'm bringing my girlfriend Karen. We're gonna have a lot of fun. All right, now
hold on, Joe. So just quick question. So what I would love to couple questions. So what would everyone? I would love to hear the comments in the thread here. What would everyone love to be added to this? What's something that you think is missing that would be amazing to maybe add to this this event?
Within reason?
Of course, within reason. Of course, obviously, wish list is great too, but within reason that really you think could elevate this event to the next level. And then my next question would be, what does everyone think of the rebranding? What does everyone think of this being rebranded to the KISS Cruise rather than just KISS Storms Vegas?
It probably, I'll tell you what, Lee, you go first. What do you think about it being rebranded to KISS Cruise from KISS Army Storms Vegas?
Because it was kind of, I don't know, fading off or something. So
stagnant.
So it's kind of cool. I like the graphics and everything. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Sonny?
You want to use the brand that gets the most attention. I feel bad for Pop House that they had to kind of change to this midstream because they're trying their hardest to try to own this thing and make the fans happy and do their best and make a good business deal. And it's little bit egg on face that you have to do this kind of midstream, and that, you know, the big bad Paul had to come and, you know, fix it or whatever, because that's what it's kind of getting played as. So I feel bad for those guys, but you got to use the brand that pays the bills, man. There's no way around that.
Right.
Joey?
Yeah, I actually think it was smart. I think if they did this to start with, and they advertised this as Kiss Cruise 12, you know, landlocked in Vegas, I think it would have had a bigger jump on point. I think people know the Kiss Cruise brand. They kind of know what they're getting, and they would have signed up. Rather than the Kiss Vegas event, which I still, listen, they're the same event. Obviously, it's ridiculous. But I think with the Kiss Storms Vegas event, people were a little hesitant because they weren't sure, what are we going to get? What's the schedule? How many shows are we going to get? What are the other bands? I think, you know, much like the Jericho Cruise that I play with, you know, Chris with all the time, once you have that established of what it's going to be, what the schedule is going to be, people know and they immediately come back for it. I think the Kiss Storms Vegas, people were up in the air. They weren't sure what they were going to get for that type of money. So I think it's very smart to start calling it the Kiss Cruise landlocked. It's fine.
Okay, so
they could have gone with like the official Kiss convention, like #2 or whatever.
Right. Yeah, that would have been good too. Okay, so this is what I can tell you guys. I know how I found out about the Kiss Cruise was originally the first one, the very first one. I was teaching this kid, and his stepfather, his name is Scott. He came up to me, and I knew he was a professional sound man. I knew that's what he did. He's a professional sound man, but I didn't know who he worked for. And he and his wife went on the Kid Rock cruise, and it turned out that he worked the Kid Rock cruise, and it turns out he worked for the company. They were called Sixth Man, and they were the ones putting on the cruises. So he came to me after that, and he said, the Kiss people were on the boat. I need you to get a login for this website. They're going to come on. They're going to come on. And I said, man, I probably won't have money to do this right off the bat. He said, don't worry. The first one never sells out. He said, anytime you have a new event, people are standoffish. And even though they're calling this Kiss Cruise or Kiss Cruise 12 or whatever, it's still different and new. So I'm wondering, and then by the second cruise, people saw what happened. They saw how it went, and they went, man, I wish I'd have done this. Even Karen, after I went on Kiss Cruise 4, she saw pictures and she was like, next time you go, I want to go. That looked like a lot of fun. So I'm wondering, even though they're calling it Kiss Cruise 12, to me, it's undeniably different. It's not the same thing.
You want to listen, I know the Kiss stuff will make people sign up and get on board with this. I think they need to do something, and I don't think they even can at an event like this, but the biggest appeal of the Kiss Cruise, I think, is also, it's all the food or you can drink, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's such an important thing. I think the little branding message that you have access to the restaurants, that's a little, they need to put some kind of drink package. They need to put some kind of food package, buffet package at the hotel. I think they need to do that to take it to that next level. They should think away from the Kiss stuff. I think there's plenty of Kiss stuff. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think the bands are going to be great. Kiss is going to be great. The panels are going to be great. I think people want a little bit more of that food drink option that they haven't heard about yet. Because you got to remember, the Kiss Cruise is X amount of money, but you're not spending anything else. You're on the cruise and you're done. Vegas, you're there for 3-4 days. Food and drink is going to cost you a fortune.
Bundle.
Right.
An absolute bundle.
Yeah, that is yeah. So tell me about the Vegas buffets that I always hear about. I didn't even try one while I was in Vegas when I was there. Oh
my God. That's because you were passed out. Caesars has the best buffet. There's absolutely no doubt, but it's pricey. But I mean, it's top of the line food.
How much is it?
$80. brunch. But I mean, we're talking about Wagyu sliders.
Be eating one meal a day over there.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a buffet for probably $30.
Okay.
So,
and,
Sonny, would it
whatever,
be
but it's still pricey.
Would it be worth it for Virgin? Let's just say this doesn't sell out come October, which I think it will. Would it be worth it for Virgin to say, we're going to throw in one buffet meal every day for everybody?
It would help for sure. It's like for a Kiss Cruise, like the whole branding thing, you got to use the brand that works. Whatever sells it, that's the way to do it. The issue is exactly what Joey said. The huge piece of the cruise is you don't got to walk around with money. You don't got to have any money on you. Everything is on this card. You swipe it. It's done. All the food's included. So you don't, now the drinks, usually you have to pay a package or whatever, or the drinks get pricey. Now, technically you're in Vegas, you're landlocked. I guess you could just go get a bottle and bring it back to your room. All you got to do is walk across the street. So I guess you could do that as much as you want. And I guess you could eat McDonald's every day if you wanted to. You just got to go and get it, right? So there's ways around it, but yeah, it's just weird that it's not on the Strip. I think if it was on the Strip, it would land a little bit better with people on the price of it. Doing something a little bit that's off Strip with the price tag is a little tough.
Okay, so obviously when Joey was talking about what's the thing that would set it over the top or something, and obviously with Lee, it's Peter and Ace being there. Let's just and that's to me,
that was my answer.
No, but here's the thing. To me, that's not dreaming. That's what you want. That's what you. If all of a sudden they're there now, Lee's sitting at home going, I got to try to figure out a way to go to this,
Yeah,
and I get that. Is it possible? Who knows? However, for me, I think that it would be smart for them to do, instead of it being you'll get a poster that's signed by Gene and Paul and Tommy and Bruce, right? I think it'd be better for, especially if it doesn't sell out, for them to do a signing. You could bring one thing, go straight down the line, you put it down, they sign it. Not a whole lot of chit chat. Just, they could do it floor by floor too. It doesn't even have to be everybody at once. Go to this room. They could do it like they do the photos. This floor, get in line. It's a couple hundred people. It's in, hey, bang, out, see ya. It could be the same way where you get to bring an item and have the band sign it or whatever. And that would be nice. I think,
I do have to say, I really think, listen, I love Ace, but Ace is playing everywhere, right? Ace is playing all over everywhere. You can go see Ace. You can do meet and greets. You could see him perform. They do the right thing and package Peter the right way. I think Peter makes this thing sell out. And I know it sounds crazy, but I think Peter is the missing piece of the puzzle, because fans are dying to see, not a reunion per se, but dying to see a little interaction with some of the originals, right? Especially Peter, Gene, and Paul. We've gotten Ace on the Kiss Cruise, right? We've gotten Ace jamming with them acoustically. We've gotten some of that stuff. The Peter element, I think, to the whole Kiss puzzle is so important. And obviously tie in, Peter's got a brand new record coming out in the fall, probably right around the time the cruise is going to be setting sail, or landlocked, as you would. I think Peter teasing him that he does one song with the band, he does a Q&A, and he does a full signing / sale of the new record. I think that's the ultimate package that Kiss fans, guarantee Lee is like, yep, I'm in.
Yes. Matt Shell, thank you for signing up for our after school special. We really appreciate it. For those of you guys that don't know, we do an after school special after every show. If you're looking at it on YouTube, you can see a little button that says join. Click it. It's 99 cents a month. It doesn't cost a lot of money at all. And you get to hang out with us extra after the show. And you even get a chance to win some cool KISS merchandise. And I always package Podcast Rock City stuff in there. So check that out. Thanks, Matt. We really appreciate it. We'll see you after the show. But here's the thing. You know, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I want to make sure that if this is actually happening and nobody's going, hey, I saw those Podcast Rock City guys and this is what they think. This is what I think. I think that this is probably our only chance to do something like this. I can't promise or in my own mind that there will ever be another one of these like next year. I can't. So the cliche thing to say is it would be great if these guys would put their feelings aside and work it out and get together. I'll tell you something my son said. You ready for this? We were driving home and he goes, is Peter Criss going to be at the Vegas thing and Ace Frehley? And I go, no. This is what my son said. And no offense to everybody out there that's older than him, because to him, I'm old. But he said, I never could understand the whole thing with old people having beef with each other.
He goes, you know what? He's not wrong, Joe.
Yeah, put 40 years on that kid. He'll have some beefs.
But you know what? But you gotta remember. Listen, I hate to sound morbid, guys, but time is running out, right? They should be. I said this during the end of the road tour, and it didn't happen. They should be taking a victory lap. This should be all about a victory lap. No more money. And I know it's easy to say, don't talk about money. Everyone wants money. I get it. Take the legacy at the end of the day is way more important than money. Money is spent on a car and a house and a girlfriend and alimony and food. It goes away very quickly. Legacy is so much more valuable. And I think they need to start embracing the legacy of the band, not just the next payday and the avatars and living on forever. Yes, if the avatars are great and they're a big hit, they'll live on forever. You know what's more important than living on forever as an avatar? Getting the legacy tied up and people embracing each other and taking that victory lap one more time with as many of the original guys or people in the band, Bruce and Peter and Ace and all these guys, and embracing Eric Carr and all this stuff. Start living in the legacy of the band. You don't need to always think of the next thing, guys. Everyone's getting older. All your fans are, never mind you guys are getting older. Your fans are getting older. Just embrace everything you've done, and that's what I think everyone wants to see.
Lee, so there is a comment up there that mentioned, this is expensive and the working class people, it's harder for them to go. But and my thing, let me ask you this. Do you think that if people had more, let's say instead of March when they announced it, let's say they announced it October of last year, okay? And said, you're going to have a payment plan that it's going to, like the cruise was, like every other month or something, you had to pay some money. Do you think that would have been smarter?
A payment plan might be. I didn't know they had a payment plan. That's interesting.
Yeah, they had one for this, but it was bigger. Yeah, it's bigger chunks. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, it was smaller amounts.
I think it would help people to, yeah.
Yeah. So Sonny, what do you think? Is it out? Is it okay? Obviously, it's pricing some people out, right?
Anything is going to. It's not on the band to make sure it's affordable for everybody. It's 2025, right? They're doing a thing. If you can afford to show up, great. I'll tell you, like Bruno Mars played Allegiant Stadium in Vegas just a couple of weeks ago. I wanted to go. Dude, he priced me out of tickets. And I'm like, forget it. Like I wanted, it was shit. If you wanted good seats, it was $1,500 just to get into the stadium. It's probably $3,500 to get a good seat.
Where was it? Where was it? The Sphere?
No, Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders. Because, he's going to sell all 60,000 tickets or whatever. Wow. So I think the pricing piece of it, yeah, it's unfortunate that It's pricey. The only way around that was don't have the hotel connected. It's the hotel that is help making that thing pricey, because people have figured out ways to go to Vegas without having to spend so much on a hotel. Right. People have figured out ways to do that. That's unfortunate.
Sonny, do you think but the hotel, Virgin being involved, don't you think Virgin is probably picking up the bill for everything? Virgin is the reason why this is happening, right?
Yeah, but they're making all the money too. There's no doubt, right? I'm going to that Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, by the way.
And you said this hotel is way off the strip.
It's not way off, but it's far enough off to where you can't walk to the strip.
Okay.
And especially in November, you don't know how, the heat's going to be or the humid's going to be. It's the desert. Who knows what it's going to be. But reality of the situation is, somebody put on there, if there's enough stuff going on, you're not going to leave the hotel anyway. So what's the difference?
Right.
Okay, true. But then you could have had it anywhere. You don't got to have it in Vegas. You could have had that shit in Louisiana somewhere at some hotel.
Very true.
Right.
So then why the hell did you do it in Vegas?
Is it sexier?
That's it, right? Just the Vegas name is sexy. That's it.
Yeah, I think that I agree with Joey that having Peter there, I think would be a huge thing, and not just for the event, but for Peter. I mean, that's like being able to cage, let's say 2,000 of his fans, and they are his fans, and be able to take his record and go, we're going to have a listening party and then a signing afterwards.
What a great idea.
A listening party and then a signing, and I'll have it on vinyl and I'll have it on CD for anybody that wants it, and you can get it signed. And, if I'm him, I'm trying to get on the phone with Billy Sheehan and John 5 and see if they're on the road. If they're not on the road, hey, will you guys come and meet out here? John 5 would come, I think, just because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that business is business. I understand that. And just going for fun is probably out of the realm for him. But, throwing him a little money, he doesn't even have to play. He just has to be there, do an interview with on stage and talk about, new
But again, it's not about money, Joe. It's about, when I say legacy translates to money sometimes, right? So legacy, a guy like Peter who's releasing a new record, even though all of us know about it and it's been announced through the KISS boards and maybe KISS podcast coming and all that stuff, but being at an event like this creates media, right? So this event is going to be obviously covered through the media, whether it's, the blabbermouths of the world or all the social media things. Peter being involved and just back in the fold of the KISS camp and promoting his new record, I think it's the perfect opportunity.
It's a great opportunity for him.
So let me pitch a crazy idea. And if I was Peter, I'd do it, but I'm crazy. Okay. So Peter doesn't get invited by KISS. He doesn't have any communication with KISS. Pop House.
Here we go. Involved, everybody be prepared, because this is the shit stir moment.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Peter could just do something himself in Vegas on Thursday.
There it is.
There's plenty of places in Vegas that would allow Peter to do whatever he wanted. He can make it Peter Chris Day, and he can make his own money on the side without KISS if he really wanted to.
Okay, now I will tell you something that has happened before. So they had a KISS Cruise event going on. It was a party, like a pre-event, and our friend, I think it was Andy Moyen, booked Peter at a completely different hotel, had a signing. It was Peter Chris Day at this hotel, and you had to buy tickets for the party and everything else. I don't remember what it was called. The Gathering? Was that what it was called?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
The Gathering. Chuck McFarlane has a great question here. Is there... Oh, I got the wrong one. Is there any chance Gene and Paul will get younger? But no, that's not. No. I wish Bruce would do some podcast to say what he'll be playing at the event. Okay, this is good. This is a good segue. I went. Here's the thing. When it comes to this event, more stuff is coming. I can tell you that more announcements are coming. Just be patient.
Whoa, Joe.
Joe knows something.
No, I can just tell you that the only reason I know that is because I heard Mark Cicchini say so. Okay. So, and somebody even pointed it out in our comments. So,
wait, so the next big topic, everyone is, I don't know how we haven't talked about it really. What does everyone think is going on with Eric Singer?
Yeah, right.
I mean, listen, they could just be holding off and they're just going to announce him later and it's just all in good fun. But I would hope at the very least, if he doesn't do this event, they come out and say why. He's busy. He's got a wedding. He's got whatever it is. Who cares what it is, but they got to at least address this soon, right?
Was there a falling out or something?
So I'll tell you.
I can't imagine. Oh,
Eric Singer has never been more popular than he is right now.
You're right.
He has never been talked about more in the KISS circles than he has right now. I'm actually seeing people say they want Eric Singer there. They ain't said that since 2003.
Smart. You're right. You are not wrong.
Eric is the most popular guy in KISS world right now.
Because I'd love to see him do revenge stuff. Like, that's without the makeup. He's not wearing Peter's makeup. He's himself doing revenge.
And you got Ezra in there?
I would have to seriously question if the person that we picked out of all these people was Eric Singer to announce last. I would have to seriously question the decision makers. I love Eric. I got no problem with Eric. But if you're going to do that, do it with Bruce. You can't do it with Eric and Tom. Who the hell chose that? So the only way that I can think of is Eric hasn't got out of whatever he's into that he can't make it.
That's what I think too. I think maybe there's a conflict. And what'd you say, Lee?
Who's he playing with? Is he doing something?
Who knows?
Nobody knows. Okay.
But let's say he's playing with Ringo Starr. He's been waiting for that his whole life.
Yeah.
He's going to now back out?
True.
I do think if Eric's not there, there's a big conflict that he's not there. I don't think I have not heard anything about conflicts or Eric, meaning Eric had a falling out or Eric retired or any of that stuff. Eric was just at Kiss Cancer in December with us, right?
Right.
So Eric is not just retired from the Kiss world. There's got to be a reason, or they're just holding off. I don't know.
Making a hype, just making it a hype.
And it's working. It's working, right?
Yeah,
it's working.
Yeah, it's completely possible. Okay, I wanted to talk about the event that I went to this past weekend. It's called Fanboy Knoxville. There's actually going to be another one in Orlando, and I think Gene and Bruce are going to be there as well. So that's really cool. If you guys get an opportunity to go and check that out, man. I took my son and his girlfriend Tessa down up there because my girlfriend Karen's daughter is an artist. She had a booth. We were going to go anyway just to support her. But once they announced Bruce and Gene, we're like, oh, look, this is like icing on the cake. So we went up. I stood in line. Bruce had a line all day.
Great.
I would tell you the truth and say, I don't believe it was ever more than 20 people, but I don't think it was ever less than 10 or 15. And I walked by a bunch of times. Awesome. And he was very friendly and there was always people there. And you know, I can't ever think of a single time that and it might have happened, just not when I was walking by, that I saw Bruce's table empty. There were always people there. They were standing there with their Crazy Nights records or their Asylum records. I got my I have one of the history books that has Ace, Gene, Peter, and Paul's autographs, so I had him sign it.
Nice.
And then I have a video of Jace dancing to Rock and Roll All Night when I played with him. I played one song with Bruce Kulick at my buddy's music store. My son stood in the front and danced. Somebody filmed it. And when I showed it to Bruce, Bruce was like, I pointed at my son. He goes, that's him. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, it's just making me feel old. Because Jace was 4.
Wow.
When we did that. Next month, he turns 20. So it's just an amazing thing. And Bruce his wife thought it was adorable. She was like, oh my God, this is so cute. And so, we talked to Bruce, and he actually remembered doing the show and the music store. My buddy Doug, who's actually, he's right here. He's the one that had the music store. And what he said to me, he goes, I just remember it was hot. He goes, I remember it was hot, wasn't it, Lee? Lee and I played that one song, Rock and Roll All Night, with him. It was a lot of fun. So we met him. People were getting lots of stuff autographed. His crew was there. The KISS live auction KLA people were there helping him. Nice bunch. Peter is the head of that. He's great. Walked right over to me, gave me a big hug. It was nice to see him. Then we had to wait for Gene. Gene's stuff started so mind you, this place opened at like 10 or 10:30 in the morning. Gene didn't even get there to start doing stuff until 2:30. That's when he did his pictures. And then after that, he did his autograph signing. So I didn't, I wandered around. I went and met Jerry the King Lawler, got him to sign my title belt. He turns out, you guys, he's a huge KISS fan. I sent Joey some pictures. He wore Gene's makeup in the ring. I said, you used to wear Gene's makeup in the ring? He said, once. I did it one time. And there's actually a picture of it, which is kind of cool. He talked to me about being a KISS fan. He seemed genuinely excited about the fact that he told me last night I hung out with Gene for 30 minutes. So it was really, kind of cool to see him so excited, even being a Hall of Fame professional wrestler. He's been on TV his whole life, at least as long as Gene's been famous. Jerry Lawler's been famous. And, and Jerry Lawler had infamous moments. He fanboyed with me about KISS. It was really cool. Excuse me. End of the show, end of the thing. I got him to autograph my title belt. We went, and then Tessa, Jason, and I stood in line. It was a packed house, mind you. Autographs on a flat, like a magazine, was $250. Okay, if you wanted your record player signed like I wanted, it was $300, and after taxes was $350. So
why is it different? Anyone? Yeah, taxes with autographs?
In an honor, I've never seen taxes on an autograph.
No, there's taxes because I think Gene probably has to pay them, or the company that's putting it on. But there was also some convenience fee or some shit like that.
Why is there a difference, Joe, between I understand? Is it the speed of how fast they can sign stuff? I mean, come on.
I don't know, but I can tell you Gene was definitely not the first person I saw do this. I saw another person do it a while ago, and it was basically there's a premium item and just like a regular item. So a record or a poster, but if you bring something special,
Do you think it's the resale value? Is that why?
I'm going to go with yes, although I was told this. Now, I'm going to guess that this is true because the person that told me does these events, okay? They said that Gene gets, if I'm remembering it correctly, Gene gets a fee just to be there. The autograph signings, the autographs are set by the company that's putting it on in order to recoup their money that they're paying for Gene. That's what I was told. So, that they probably were the ones that went, oh, how can we make more money off of this? Oh, look, somebody brought in 8x10. Oh, that'll be $200. Somebody brought, Lando Calrissian's autographs were $350 flat. I didn't see anything. I didn't even get a chance to see him.
There's two things I got on this. One is, if you're going to, I guess, charge for an autograph because you're worried about the resale value, then you should have an option that for $100, if you get it personalized, it's only $100. So that way you don't have to worry about resale.
Good point.
right? Because I'm just going to put it in my man cave, and that's good enough for me.
Personalization. I love it. I like having my name
right.
on it.
Why is Gene doing this?
My poor people that are going to get all my
There's
stuff.
no way that this place paid him more than 50 grand to be there. So why is he doing? He doesn't need 50 grand. Why is he doing it?
Okay, let me ask you. Go ahead, Lee. You say why first.
He loves the attention, and that's what he loves.
There's so many other ways to get attention. You don't got to leave the house. You don't got to do it this way.
Yeah, but no, I think guys like
he loves the action and the the attention.
Guys like Gene love that attention. Not just people waiting online and hugging him and seeing him, and they like that stuff. There's a fine line between the guys who need to do it and then a guy like Gene who does it because he needs to do it for other reasons. He needs that attention, I think.
Yeah, he's not getting that from the touring right now, so he's got to get it. That high or whatever.
Joey Middleton said that Eric played with Night Ranger last month.
I saw that. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that was like a jam. I think they did something at Vamps
in Atlanta.
And he jumped up and sat in for it.
Oh, yeah,
he didn't play with Night Ranger.
Right. Okay, that's different.
In Atlanta?
No, I know that there was something here in Atlanta, like a big party. And I think he was there and he got on stage and they did some Night Ranger.
Oh, so maybe it was. I thought I saw. I don't know where I saw it, but I thought I saw that too.
I think I saw what you were talking about too. Let me ask you guys this though. Okay, well let me finish my story. So we wait in line. There were a few people that came over and said hello. I chatted with as many people as I possibly could because one of the things about waiting in line for these events is you have time to kill. So you have the opportunity to just BS and I wandered around and talked to a few listeners, and I also checked out what people had that they were getting signed. Like I saw 2 back glasses for the pinball machines. Ooh. One was in a very a big styrofoam box, and the other one was in this wooden crate, like a thin crate, that they were moving around. And they had a couple autographs on it. And the guy told me, I think it was Peter, and then he was getting Gene. And I said, well, those are 2, really good ones to get. They're hard to get, So I ran into a viewer of ours, Billy Shears. He was amazing, very nice. He had a record that was going to be signed. And a couple of pictures that he had taken that were spectacular. Everybody was really excited. They were playing all Gene music when you were there. It was, people were singing and everybody's talking and chatting it up. My son and his girlfriend were really kind of in the experience. I was exhausted. I got home last night, took off my Apple Watch and looked. I walked 7 miles.
Yeah, that's a convention for you.
Just around this convention thing, right? Which is a lot for me. You'd think I'd be thinner now. But so all of a sudden, out of nowhere, at the beginning for the first hour and 15 minutes, the line was moving slow. And a couple of times I went around the corner to see what was going on. And he was chatting it up with everybody. People are standing there. It's a husband, a wife, their 2 kids, a grandkid. They're all smiling. Gene's fist bumping everybody. So he's very personable. He doesn't have to be that way. I've been through lines where people are like, thank you. Next, he's very friendly. And that's what makes the experience a lot of fun. He doesn't have to do all that. He's there to sign your crap and send you on your way. But I saw him talking to everybody, but at time we got close, all of a sudden it started moving fast. So when we got up there, here's where it gets kind of nuts. My son, I looked at him and go, I'm not talking to Gene. You're talking to Gene. You are the one that said to me, I've never met Gene Simmons. I want to meet Gene Simmons. I said, this is what's going to happen. I said, I am going to introduce you to Gene. and tell him that you want to ask him a question. I said, and then you just can talk, because my son loves Godzilla and Gene loves Godzilla. So I said, ask him what his favorite Godzilla movie is. And my son immediately got nervous.
Aww.
Holy crap, I'm about to talk to Gene Simmons. At that moment, I look over to my left and I see this gentleman standing off to the side. Christina, who works for Gene or with Gene, I don't know, Vitaliano, she's standing there talking to him. And I tell my son, Jace, look who that is. He's like, who is it? I said, I don't know. He's only been part of every Christmas of your entire life. And he goes, who is that? And I said, it's Flick from A Christmas Story. He's standing in the room, like just watching. My son freezes even more because Gene's been around his whole life, but now this guy is 3 feet away from him. And you know that but he's always seen him as a little boy. They just had a new Christmas Story Christmas movie that came out. He owns a bar and my son is like, holy crap, this is, we get up to the front. It's me. It's Jace and it's his girlfriend Tessa. I go, hey Gene, fist bump. This is my son Jace, his girlfriend Tessa. My son, he's got a question for you. Gene looks him dead in the face and goes, I never touched her.
Oh, classic.
Classic Gene. My son, luckily my son got the joke. His girlfriend giggled because it was funny. And then my son, at lightning speed, said, what's your favorite Godzilla movie? And Gene Simmons, without missing a beat, goes, because he didn't understand. He said it so fast. He said, what's your favorite Godzilla movie? And Gene goes, oh, it's the first one. I love the first one in black and white. And he just starts talking about Godzilla and about, the people that were in it. And my son says, my favorite is, I can't remember. It was one of the ones that was in color and more recent. And Gene, that's when he had the conversation. He's like, well, younger people usually, Final Wars, I think. He goes, oh, well, that's usually the answer for younger people. But, I like the first one because it gets into the science, of the thing and the story. And so it was this nice little conversation between my son and Gene Simmons. And when I walked off, basically, he signed my record player. I walked off. I went over. I checked it out. They finished their conversation. They fist bumped Gene and we walked off. I looked at the both of them. They had these big smiles on their face. I said, what was that like? Tessa was like, we just hung out with the demon for a minute. That was pretty cool. And I'm like, yeah, and I'll be made even bigger fans of them just because he was so easy to talk to. Hey, talk Godzilla, no problem. I love Godzilla. You know what I mean?
He's always cool in meet and greets. He's always really cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, Sonny has with him and his brother. They had a wonderful experience meeting him. So we finish. I took my record player to Karen, where she was all set up with her daughter's
nice signature. Did you get a nice? Did you get a nice signature?
The signature is nice. However, I asked the handlers, have him sign it here. He signed it in a different place, and it was kind of large, and it partially got over the bottoms of the S's of Peter Chris. I'm not going to complain anymore because I already did that. I'm really at that point now where I'll go, hey, I got 3 signatures on my record player. Who else does? Anybody?
You're accepting now.
Yeah. So then we went to I wanted to walk around a little more, and I had the 2 kids with me, Tessa and Jace, and I was like, well, I want to put an exclamation point on all this. So I took them over. This will mean something to some people watching. This may mean a little to Joey. I don't know if it'll mean anything to Lee, because she's obviously this. Sonny, maybe he has kids, but I took him and her to meet Steve from the Blues Clues. So the guy, the original Blues Clues guy. So I took them over there. They did a picture with him. He was very friendly. He joked around with them. He made he did all the selfies. He made faces. He gave them in the TV show, they had clues, the little Blues paw print. He gave them stickers and the kids had them on. I mean, they're 20 years old. They had these stickers on their face. They were so surreal for them to meet this guy, all in all, I will tell you guys, if you live around Orlando, they're doing another one, I think September. Bruce is going to be there. Gene's going to be there. I hear Weird Al Yankovic's going to be there. That's kind of cool.
Interesting.
And Lee always does these kind of events. She'll tell you they're a blast. You're going to be at one this weekend, right? Coming up. The Atlanta
Comic Con, yeah. They just announced Kiefer Sutherland's going to be there.
Kiefer Sutherland's going to be there. So let me ask you, Lee, you told me, am I allowed to say what you're going to be at the Atlanta Comic Con?
Sure.
Lee is going to be Large Marge from Pee Wee Herman.
The worst accident I ever seen. I made a truck and everything that I'm going to be under pushing around.
Wow.
You got to make sure we get pictures, Lee.
Oh, you'll get them. Don't worry.
Look, see there's Tessa. I got a Clue sticker too. She's so excited. So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, like I tell you again, if they do these signings and you can afford to go. You have one life, live your life. If getting an autograph from somebody or meeting somebody you always wanted to is tops on your list, something you think is fun, like Joey and Sonny, it's not big, or maybe it was just Joey. Sonny, are you the autograph seeker? You like to do that kind of stuff?
It completely depends on who it is. And it's a very short list for me.
Very sure. Who's top right now? Nicole Scherzinger.
Nicole Scherzinger, somewhere I will be there, yes.
Not for an autograph.
I will be there. There will be a rhino with me. And there will be a lot of wrestling happening.
Pass. All passes will be working there.
Have mercy. Lee goes, she's like me.
I have fun doing it. It's a rush to me to meet my favorite people just for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
I will tell you guys that one of the best stories I ever heard was the only time I ever heard Joey tell a story about fanboying to somebody. And he told me this story about, or maybe you told it to me, but then I think I saw it online too. John Travolta's wife.
Me?
Yeah, Kelly, what's her, Preston?
That's not my story.
You never said you saw her at a party or something like that? Are you sure? Golly.
Not only that, I never told you that story. It never happened.
I could have sworn I saw a thing.
Somebody else.
Okay.
100% not me.
What? Maybe it wasn't Kelly Preston. Was it? What's her name that played Rebecca from Cheers?
Nope. I have no story that's even similar to that, Joe.
Yeah. There's only one person that ever got me like, I'm like, what do I say now? Well, technically two, but I said something to somebody and I don't even remember what I said. The one that I don't remember what I said was Dave Benicchetti. I met him. I don't even know what I said. Like, I don't remember the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I met somebody and I couldn't get any words out. Tony La Russa.
Nice.
I couldn't get words out, and he signed my baseball, and I'm just like, thank you, Mr.
Dodger.
La
He's a Dodger, right?
No, he was an Dodger.
An A. Oh, okay. Oh, he's the coach.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hey, he's a Tony. He could be a Met, or he could be a Yankee, or he could be a Dodger. I'm just saying. A's you don't think about when you think Italians.
Joe, I hate to interrupt. I got to run. I'm so sorry.
No, I know. That's okay. I swear, I'm so sorry. I thought I had the wrong story.
No, you guys keep going. I'll see everyone next week.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so listen, this has been a lot of fun. We're getting ready to go and do the extra show. If this is your opportunity, grab your phone and scan that QR code right there. I got some special video that I wanted you guys to watch and enjoy during the week. You could watch it after this or after the after school special, or you can save it till you're at lunch tomorrow and go, what the hell did Joe give me? And scan it and save it. But we're pretty much out of here. Sonny, you got anything to add?
Thanks for listening. See, addition by subtraction. All of a sudden, we got way better looking. One guy disappears.
Bye.
Later.
So mean. So mean. I don't even know. Lee, you have anything to add?
Happy heavenly birthday to Eric Carr yesterday. 75.
Yes.
He would have been 75.
Yeah, I think we're going to talk a bit about that next week. Just do a Eric Carr show. Thank you for being here, Lee. I apologize. I did not see you raising your hand.
Oh, it's okay.
I feel so bad now. You know, I love you. And I got to the comments. I got to the comments and somebody said, Lee has something to say. I was like, son of a gun.
Well, I attempted to speak a few times and I fall underneath everybody.
Yeah, big mouths. You're dealing with three big mouths.
I'm used to it. It's fine.
You know what I'm going to say? We love KISS and we love KISS podcasts, and you're going to hear the ones that we love or commercials for them right after this. Don't forget, keep an eye out for Click T Shop. The Click T Shop will have the new t-shirts up, I'm told, tonight. So go and pick them up, and then when you get them, take a picture with either Team Quesada or Team Pooney.
This is going to be interesting.
We'll see what happens. And you know what? I said all that stuff. We're out of here. 3, 2, 1. Peace.